Good evening, world. This is Ivan Omer here again. It's going to be another very interesting video. I'm going to be continuing my Lord of the Rings read-along today. I am now on the final chapter, guys, which is chapter 12, A Flight to Ford. I should be finishing chapter 12 today. I've been slacking off a lot with my book. I should have been done it by now, but I'm slacking off my book, obviously. There's no rush, obviously, because I finished all my phases, but I only have pretty much like one chapter left to go over, which will be done in a good like 5-6 days. So November 5th, 6th around there, I'll finish going over my book, and around that time, I'll be finishing my Lord of the Rings read-along too, obviously. So now my final chapter, which is A Flight to Ford, of my Lord of the Rings read-along. And after that, I am done. I am not reading any more Lord of the Rings. I was nice enough to read all of Lord of the Rings for you. That's how nice I am. I was like, yeah, Ivan, thank you. You know what I'm saying? All you Lord of the Rings fans are like, Ivan, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I was nice enough to read all of book one for you. Now, all you guys around the world who haven't read Lord of the Rings, you now get an idea of what the book is about. You now finally see what I mean when I say the book is much different than the movie. As Peter Jackson only followed like 20% of the book. Because of time constraints, you can't cram all of Lord of the Rings in 3 movies, no way. And he had a limited budget of only like $90 million per movie. $90 million for a movie like Lord of the Rings is not the biggest budget. It's a decent budget, but it wasn't like a huge budget, Lord of the Rings. It was $90 million. It was made for $90 million each. So the 3 movies were made for about $270, $300 million each. So it wasn't the biggest budget movie. And don't forget, Lord of the Rings was made in the early 2000s. You got a movie like that, obviously. Hence why Last of Us Ants, if you put a lot of money into it and you write an amazing script, which I will, as long as I'm looking saying, as long as you follow the book of Last of Us Ants and you add some details to make it more interesting, you're gonna get an amazing movie because I wrote a masterpiece. I wrote a masterpiece, yes, even better than what J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Obviously, and you guys will finally see what I mean once I pay this bullshit fee and I save my beautiful wife, come back from death, and you guys all read my book. You guys will all what? You all finally see what I mean. I gave you an in-depth study on my book in my past videos. You guys get an idea how amazing of a book I wrote. I wrote a masterpiece. And my wife, VJ, will be fucking shocked. When she reads my book, she'll be like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? I even wrote a masterpiece. Yeah, VJ, I wrote a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shut all those teachers in my life who put me down, especially my English teachers. I remember when I was in grade 8, they put me in retard English. Not retard English, but they put me in. I remember when I was in grade 8, I was in English, right? And the teacher's like, yeah, they put me in a special English class for people who struggle with English. They put me in that class in grade 8, and you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you that teacher can't even write a fantasy novel. And I can. I wrote a fantasy novel better than Lord of the Rings. And that's what you guys, all the guys at Darcy, you guys know who you are. Who know me, obviously. You guys will all be shocked. Oh my god, I even wrote a masterpiece. This book is amazing, yeah. It's such an amazing book. I'm making a prediction. James is such an amazing book that even university English professors, university creative writing teachers will even be like, yeah, they're all going to mention my book. Yeah, man, I even wrote a masterpiece. You wrote a book that I can never write a book like that. I wrote a masterpiece fantasy novel. Hence why the buzz of Zane for my book, you're looking at something crazy, man. All of fantasy Reddit will explode talking about my book, encoding, obviously. Because again, you guys will, because of why you guys will not mention me and my wife in the public eye, all the YouTubers are going to go crazy with my book. Holy shit, I wrote a masterpiece better than Lord of the Rings. Because I watched a few book YouTubers, and they all agree, yeah, Lord of the Rings is the best fantasy novel ever written. Obviously, but Last of Us Ants is the one book to top Lord of the Rings. The Last of Us Ants is a masterpiece. You might hear some noise upstairs, because my step-family are listening to some Christian music. They are Christians, supposed Christians, right? Obviously. My family are such good actors. I never heard my parents swear one time. The only thing I heard them say was shit. I never heard them swear ever in my lifetime because they're acting as Christians also. But once I met that final house, I'm finally going to hear them swearing. Because their true nature will come out and they don't want me because they're actors, obviously. Just like in the Bible, it says Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Symbols of that is obviously the step families. They act like good people, in reality they're wicked people, obviously. Look at their actions, look at what they did to me and my wife. They lock all doors on me. Act like these are my wife. I made that phone announcement, they trapped me, sure death. Yeah, I found out how wicked they are. Obviously. Because I set the whole thing up, obviously. I found out how rich they are. Because they're obviously wicked people. I set the whole thing up, obviously. And for my movie, I'll follow a good 70-75% of my movie, and I'll add like 25% for more details. Like in Volume 2, when Tacius and Papyri and Sirius get thrown in the dungeon, I won't spoil the story for you. I might add more scenes to make it more dramatic in the movie, to make it a little more dramatic. I'm going to add some good chunk of scenes with Eratat, Tacius, Fool, even some of the minor characters. Add more details with the minor characters, like the Crows and the Eagles, more deals with them. That way you get a better movie, obviously. But I'm going to follow the story. I'm not going to drift away from the story. Add dialogue, some more dialogue to make it more interesting, obviously. But I'm going to tell my two screenwriters, hey, we can add details to make story more interesting, but let's follow the story. Let's not drift away from the story. As last I'm saying is, if you tamper with it too much, you can ruin the story. Hence why I'm going to be very strict. Make sure you don't tamper with the story too much. As I don't want to pull a Peter Jackson whereby he follows 20% of the book. No, I'm going to follow good like 75% of the story, 70-75% of the story, and I'm going to add like 25-30% of details to make it more interesting, obviously. Hence why you're looking at an amazing movie. You guys already know what I'm talking about. We can see, yeah, we see the future. We know how Top Von Zane's will be. Yeah, you're looking at an amazing movie. Eratat, the devil himself, Fool, his son, devils and demons. Obviously, he feasts the king bad of the mountains. You know, and you have the south is living in the south is cursed. The north is living alone. The north is holy, obviously. You're going to see me, my cousins. You know, so that's Tony, it's Cassius, Mary Missy Archer. You got Barry Missy Servant, his Taki's half sister Lizzie, it's Queen Sarah. This one top notch. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at an amazing story, man. Yep. You guys, once you read my book, you guys are like, oh my god, is Ivan really going to start Sky? Says, man, once you guys read my book, you guys are like, man, I can't wait to see this movie, man. Ivan turns this into a movie. You're looking at an amazing movie, yeah. You're looking at an amazing movie. If I turn Last of Us into a movie, man, you're looking at an amazing story. Yes, even better than Peter Jackson was regular. I'm gonna keep saying that. I wouldn't be this cocky if my book wasn't as good. Trust me. Last of Us is such a masterpiece. If you adapt it to the big screen, you're looking at a better movie than even Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. See what I'm saying, huh? Yeah. Right? Hence why when I make that final announcement, I let my step parents know that I'm done my book. VJ already knows the day they'll sit me upstairs. You guys already know the day they'll sit me upstairs. You can see the future, obviously. It's soon. You're looking at sometime this month, most likely. Either sometime this month or perhaps early December. It might sit me upstairs. It might wait a couple weeks. But I guarantee you sometime this month they're going to sit me upstairs. Because whenever I finish going over my book, which I should be done early this month, when I finish my Lord of the Rings readalong also, I'm going to start taking that walk to the park, sit late at night, have a smoke, listen to some music. Give it 2 days. I'm going to let myself know, hey guys, I've done my book. I want to get my book self-published on Lulu. I sincerely need your help. You have to let them know that because I know they're the gatekeepers. I know they lock the doors on me. So I have to let them know, hey guys, I am done my book. You know what I'm saying? I sincerely need your help. I want to get my book self-published on Lulu. And I'm gonna keep telling them that, keep reminding them that. That way they know I'm not playing around. I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? They'll finally, okay, Ivan's serious. He wants to get his book published. We'll sit him upstairs with, because they don't want me to be with my wife. I keep saying that, and they don't want me to have national control. Their true demonic nature will show, and your true demonic nature will show, world. Because you also don't want me. You don't want me having VJ alter myself. You want me and VJ's relationship to be a mess. You want to destroy our relationship, obviously. Because you guys are obviously wicked people, obviously. So we allow you to have your husbands and wives and girlfriends and boyfriends all to yourself. And you can't grant Ivan the VJ the same prerogative because you guys are obviously one their God. Because you guys are obviously reprobate people. You're nothing but a mess and reprobate men. The people who are God don't deserve to have each other all to themselves. Us who are known human beings who they created, we deserve to have each other all to ourselves. You guys are crazy psychopaths. You're nothing but a mess and reprobate men. You're selfish people. You want your full cake no matter what because you're crazy people, man. As you know I'm not going to sell. You know I'm not going to do like that. I am choosing death. As all I have to do is just wake up 1 minute later and I get it over it. Yeah, it's horrifying to die. You know what I'm saying? But because I know I am God the Son, I know my Father will resurrect me from the dead, obviously. I will resurrect my own self. Because my Father is me, obviously. My Father is me speaking to you right now. I know I can resurrect my own body to life, obviously. Because I am the source of life. Because I created the universe, because me and VJ created the universe, me and VJ are the source of life. We are timeless beings, obviously. Our body isn't time, but our spirit is timeless. Because we're God, obviously. Hence why me and VJ can live forever in the world, obviously. Because we're timeless beings, we're outside of time. Our spirit is outside of time, whereas you guys are all in time. Our body is in time, but our spirit is outside of time. Hence why me and Vijay are able to live forever in the world, because we're the creators of the universe, obviously. Whereas you guys are all created in time. Hence why after 80 years you guys die. Whereas me and Vijay are going to be living forever in this world, obviously. As I set the whole thing up, obviously. I'm a genius. Hence why you guys are going to feel like total shit once I peace out. Because you're going to be like, man, Ivan and Vijay are king and queen. They're going to be living forever in this world. They're going to know what the world's going to look like in 2100. You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know, around 2060, 2070, all the people who I knew in my life, they're all fucking old. A lot of the Hollywood actors you see now will be dead in 2070. And all the people who I knew in my life in Darcy are all old now. You're going to see them all. They're all old grandpas. They all have grandkids now. And they're like, oh, man, we're all old now. And I and Vijay are so young. You know, they're gonna know what the world's like in 2100. We're all gonna be dead. Yeah, it's a shitty feeling, man. Me and Vijay are gonna know what the world's gonna look like in 2100. 2100, you're looking at a high tech world, something very, very high tech. And me and Vijay are gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? And all the new generation will be going back looking at my YouTube videos back in the 2020s. Vijay's Instagram posts back in the 20s. Vijay in Hollywood back in the 20s. You're looking at old shitty technology by then. Looking at a high-tech world in 2100. Oh my god, everything looks old back in the 20s. Just like when you see videos in 1920, everything looks old. Well, 2100, when you look back in 2020, oh my god, everything looks fucking old. You know, so you're gonna be like, oh my god, Ivan and Vijay haven't aged a day. You know, it's guaranteed people on the streets are gonna ask us, hey Ivan, what was it like back in the 20s, man? New generation will tell me, yeah. You know, so they're all going to tell, the new generation will all ask the old generation, hey, what was it like when Ivan was poor? 30 years from now, 30 years from now, the new generation is guaranteed are going to ask all these people, hey man, what was it like back in the day when Ivan was poor? Yeah, I remember Ivan back when he was poor, before he was king. Are you sure Ivan was poor? Because I can't picture Ivan being poor, because now look at him, he's a billionaire with his wife. You know what I'm saying? He's a movie star with his wife, acting in all these big movies. You know, it's going to be so weird for the new generation seeing me poor, because when they see my videos, oh my god, this is when Ivan was poor. Are you sure Ivan was poor in this video? No, man, this is when Ivan was poor. This is when Ivan had no money, you know what I'm saying? This is Vijay when she was a trashy porn star in Hollywood. Vijay had like $1 million in the bank, $1.5 million in the bank, and now she's a billionaire with Ivan. You know what I'm saying? They go back and watch my videos, they're like, holy shit, this is so weird. Ivan planned out his company, he wrote his book, he saved it. Yeah, man, Ivan planned out his company. It's going to be so weird, because just like when you watch videos back in the 1960s, it's weird seeing those videos, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go back and look at my videos, holy shit, because in 2050, you're looking at a high-tech world. All my videos that you're seeing now will look like old, shitty technology. VJ's videos or Instagram pictures will all look old, because you're looking at a high-tech world in 30 years from now. Just like stuff in 1990 looked fucking old. Videos in 1990 look very old. Well, it's the same situation for what? For the new generation, obviously. They're going to be like, holy shit, man. Oh my god. Some of them might even cry, holy shit. And they'll even ask you guys, hey man, what really happened, man? You know, see, I can tell in Ivan's videos, Ivan was pissed off. What really happened? Yeah, man, we fucked up, man. When Ivan and Vijay were born, we were envious. You know, so we separated them. We caused mess in their lives. We touched Ivan's wife. We caused mess in their lives. We locked all doors into Ivan. We trapped him with sharing her death, and we killed him to be his wife. You know what I'm saying? Now when a king who were left behind, the guy's like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee some of the new generation will be like, man, why didn't you make the other choice, man? How can you be so stupid? Because once you guys see me and my wife's glory and fame, you guys are going to regret your decisions. You're going to wish you can take out back, man, I wish Ivan and Vijay were born again. We just saw their glory. Because it's finally going to hit your minds, oh my god, seeing Ivan's glory, his movies, his trends, all stuff is so much cooler than seeing that rip-off sex, those porn videos. Yeah. Even though seeing someone have sex, you're turned on, obviously. After 5 minutes, you jack off to the video and you're done. Which is a lot more cooler seeing an Ivan movie and seeing him trying to align with the action. It's so much cooler seeing that. But you guys were blind. You chose bullshit sex and it's too late. And you guys are going to beg for forgiveness. Trust me, you guys took the price of being left behind for granted. Once I peace out with my wife, and me and my wife are living life, you guys are going to regret it. You're finally going to feel it. You're going to be like, holy shit, we made the wrong choice, man. You know, so we got ripped off sex, we caused mess in lives, and now we're left behind. Yeah, we're not free. We choose not to talk about Ivan in the public eye, hence I will never let you do him like that. Yes. You choose not to talk about me in the public eye, hence I'm never going to let you do like that. But you can't have your full cake. No way in hell am I going to let you cause this mess in my life, and especially kill me. Have me deal with the mess for the rest of my life. As I told you, the mess will affect me and my wife a little bit. Because me and my wife are king, queen, we're billionaires, living a life, we're going to be happy, obviously. But the mess will never go away. The mess will affect me and my wife a little bit. Sometimes when I go to bed, I'll have a tough time sleeping thinking about the mess. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I'm into my wife, she's naked and we're having mad sex together, I'm always gonna know, oh my god, some other men were into my wife too. It's a shitty feeling, man. But I get the VJ who's fresh, whereas those men got a VJ who's trash, obviously, that I'll never do. And I get VJ with the glowing beauty, I get the hotter VJ, and I set the whole thing up. And VJ gets the hotter Ivan who's skinny and jacked. Because I'm gonna lose the weight, obviously, and she gets Ivan with his full-grown beard with the glowing beauty. And so I set the whole thing up. Yeah, you banned my wife, but you got a veiled VJ and you got a trashy VJ, and her spirit ran away. Whereas VJ's spirit, when I have sex with her, will not run away. It will be linked to mine. Our spirits are linked. That's why when we have sex, we get the glowing beauty and we stay young forever, because me and VJ are meant for each other, obviously. When we have mad crazy sex, me and VJ are going to be linked. When I mean mad crazy sex, I mean mad crazy sex, man. Me and VJ are going to have crazy sex, man. I don't know, banging onto things, everything falling down. I'm saying, he looks crazy. Yeah. Supernatural love, obviously. That's why VJ posted some picture of her just having sex. She's like this, you know what I'm saying? And it shows the white background. Yeah, because VJ can see me now. It's actually funny. Yeah. And you know, world, the countdown is ticking, obviously. The countdown is seriously ticking at sometime around November 10th, around there. Maybe perhaps 11th or 12th, I'll make the video. Sometime around that time, I'll be making that final announcement. And after that, I'm not kidding around. I am done. Because the reason why I'm now done, because I'm gonna, after I make that final announcement, within a couple of days, I'm gonna let my stepfamily know I'm done my book. I'm gonna sincerely ask them, hey guys, I'm done my book. I need your help. I want to get my book self-published on Lulu. Obviously. And I know once, eventually, they're gonna say, I don't know, within a week later, they're gonna eventually sit me upstairs. And then sometime, I don't know, late this year in December or perhaps early next year. Most likely late this year in December, I will start paying the fee. As they already have, the stepfamilies already have everything set up for me. As they then, okay, the moment, I guarantee you, the moment I started working on my book, and I made my miscellaneous, the stepfamilies already set the whole thing up. Okay, they set the whole thing up, they hired the top people in the porn business, all that stuff. Because you guys want to see me have sex, obviously, and you want to cause a mess in my wife's life. Same time, the stepfamilies, hey, if you want to make your money off your book, you got to pay us first, obviously. But the money is just an excuse. The real reasons they just don't want me and my wife. They want to cause a mess in my wife's life, and they want to see me have sex. The money is just an excuse. As the stepfamilies already have more than enough money in the bank. Yeah, Ivan, we have more than enough money in our bank. You know what I'm saying? We just hate you. We don't want you being successful. You know what I'm saying? But the main reasons they don't want me to be with my wife, obviously. As I'm going to make the stepfamilies tens of billions of dollars on my porn feed. As the whole world will be watching that. The entire world will be watching my porn videos online. They're obviously going to charge them to watch it, and hence the stepfamilies are going to make their billions off my porn feed. If you want to make, I don't know, if you want to make your $5 billion, your $6, $7, $8, $9 billion off your book, Ivan, you have to pay us first. And hence why they want me to pay this fee, obviously. When you can easily just have me do a commercial and you'll make your money back, no problem. But no, Ivan has to be a porn star, because what? Dirty business, obviously. Hence why once I find out how wicked you are, I'm peacing out my wife. And I'm never making any videos on the Sarah channel ever again, as I'm not interested in having sex with all these dirty women. There's a reason why I'm a virgin. I don't struggle with sex. All you Hollywood women who want to have sex with me so bad, I'm just giving you a heads up. You know you're going to get ripped off sex. I don't know what you gained by doing this. You knew you get ripped off sex, and you still made the super short anyway, because you guys are obviously ripped by people else. Yeah, man, we know even if we cause mess in Ivy's life, we're going to get ripped off sex on Ivy. Say, yes. You're going to see our flesh, but you're going to get ripped off sex. And then now when I and Richard King, you're left behind. So what did you gain by doing this? Well, I'm going to keep asking that question. What did you gain by doing this? You didn't really gain anything, obviously. What did you gain by doing this? Yeah, there you go. That's why my wife VJ is so proud of me. Because I saved her fucking ass, man. I saved your ass, sweetie. I saved your ass, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? And once I pay this fee, and I found out how wicked stepfamilies are, all I'm going to be thinking about is seeing my wife, man. Being king and seeing her. That's all I'm going to, I just want to see VJ, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be with VJ. That's all I'm going to be thinking about. I'm not going to be, I'm not even going to think, I'm no longer going to think of my Savage channel. And the trends are going to keep me going. It's guaranteed you're going to see pictures of Ivan training downtown Ottawa. I'm going to listen to music, look at my pictures. Oh my God, this is a foreshadowing of the future when I'm king. It's going to be so cool when I see pictures of me training downtown. Oh my god, this is so cool. It's so cool seeing Ivan training downtown wearing my shitty clothing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see me training downtown, like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's the what? It's guaranteed when I pay this fee, but making a prediction. You guys already know, you can see the future. You will see pictures of me training online, guaranteed. As now I am a famous porn star, and I'm going to be hanging out. There's a good chance I'm going to be hanging out. I prefer to hang out on my own, but there's a good chance if a celebrity asks me to have a beer, I won't mind. Hey, look, man, I don't mind having a beer with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind having a beer with you. That's my point. See what I'm saying here? I don't mind having a beer with you. And once I make that final announcement, I'll say, okay, this is it, guys. I might split my final announcement into 2 parts because I have a lot on my mind that I want to talk about in regards to my life. I don't know, I'll talk about my life from Saskatchewan, Montreal, when I moved to Hull. I'll even talk about how I went to church. I believed in Jesus, obviously. I went to church, obviously. I believed in Jesus. I'll talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk about in my school life, how I had bad grades in school. The only year I did really good in school, the only time I did really good in school was Heritage and grade 5. Whereas all my other years in school, I didn't do that good in school. I was a horrible student, obviously. Well, in preschool, in primary school, elementary school, I did pretty good. Like so the moment I hit high school, that was when I didn't do my homework. I skipped classes. And I just didn't do my homework. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up what? It's funny though. Even though I didn't do my homework and I skipped so much classes, I still managed to get like 50s in a lot of my classes. That's how you know I'm pretty smart. I'm not that stupid. You know what I'm saying? Even when I skipped a lot of classes and I didn't do a lot of my homework, because in Quebec. One thing you guys don't know about Quebec, you Americans, is that in Quebec, to pass, you have to get a 60%. Whereas in all the other provinces in Canada, you only need a 50% to pass. Whereas in Quebec, you need to get a 60% to pass, obviously. It's more strict at school, obviously, right? Just like in America, you need a 50% to pass, too. Whereas in Quebec, you need a 60% to pass. Because Quebec is like it's a unique province in Canada. Because it's the only French-speaking province in Canada, you know what I'm saying? You have all these weird rules, yeah. Talk about my school life, you know what I'm saying, how I was a horrible student. And then when I went to Adelaide, I finally was serious, and I put in the work, and I got good marks. I told you, I got better marks than most of the guys in Darcy for English and history. So I shut that grade 6 teacher off for good, obviously. And then when I went to Algonquin College, I skipped class 2, and I failed a lot of my classes. I skipped classes, I didn't do good. This is why I didn't know the doors were locked on me. Because I went to college twice in my life. I went to college in grade 11 when I was 19. And I went to college again in 2017 at Heritage. Algonquin College is in Ottawa, and I went to Heritage in 2017. And when I went to Heritage, I finally put in the work, and I only missed like 2 classes. Went to all my classes, did all my homework. I studied. I got good marks, obviously. Got pretty good marks, but my marks were sabotaged. As I remember when I did my exams, my marks all remained the same. Because they sabotaged my marks. Yeah, they don't want me graduating, obviously, because they're fucking wicked people, obviously. Talk about that. Talk about how throughout my whole life, teachers kept putting me down. You know what I'm saying? My friends kept putting me down. I had so-called friends, obviously. They weren't my real friends. Now that I know that I'm God, I know I have a wife, I know I'm having games, I followed him, oh my God, these guys were fake friends. They weren't my real friends. They were my enemies. Because they were all part of the plot. Protect everyone too. They don't want to be my wife. They're not my real friends, obviously. If they were my real friends, they would have sent me. They would have told me, hey, Ivan, man, I got something to tell you, man. By the way, Ivan, you're God. Your family are the gatekeepers. You know, you have a wife. They don't want you to be your wife. Like, you knew this. So all you Darts people, you knew this. You happen to not mention it to me. Why? Because they're fucking evil people, obviously. Hopefully, Ivan's lost till he's like 50. He never knows about his life, and he's poor for the rest of his life because they're fucking evil people, man. I would never do that to you, man. And that's why all those friends who I had in Darcy, they weren't my real friends. They're all fake friends. And you guys, you know who you are. You're not going to be saved. You're going to be left behind when I'm king and my wife's king with me. You're not going to be saved, obviously. You're looking at an amazing story. I'm going to talk about my what? I'm not going to mention these my friends' names also. No, I'm not going to put their name out there, no. But I'm going to mention how I had so-called friends in my life, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about a family. There was a family that were Christians. Obviously, they're supposed to be Christians. They used to come here. We used to go over to the house for Christmas. They come over to our house for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I had good moments with those guys. We played games, all that stuff. You know, all these games, all stuff. And yet those guys all knew I was God too. They knew I had a wife. They knew my family, the gatekeepers. Hence why once I make the final announcement, I found my family so rich. I want to get a flashback of my life. You know what I'm saying? Of all my so-called friends, all the teachers in Darcy. Everyone in my life, they all knew I was God. Yeah, we know Ivan's God's son. They all knew I had a wife that was separate from her. And they all knew my family. What pisses me off the most is that they knew I had a wife and I was separate from her. They knew I had the keys. They knew I was God's son. And they knew my family were the gatekeepers. They never even mentioned that. Yeah, we know Ivan's family are fucking rich, but let's act like we don't know shit because they're fucking wicked people, man. And so all the people who I met in my life, it's finally going to dawn on me, oh my God, these people all knew I was God. They all knew I had a wife. They all knew I was separate from her. They all knew my family gatekeepers. They never mentioned that to me one time. Because they're fucking wicked people, obviously. Because you guys are all part of the plot. Protect Zero Went, obviously. Hence why Ivan and Vijay, it's so bad, Ivan and Vijay have to abandon everything in their life. And Ivan's running away with Vijay, obviously. I'm abandoning everything in my life. And I am running the fuck away with my wife, obviously. As my wife is running the fuck away with me, obviously. You know, finally dawned on me. I'm like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? All those people who I went to their house for Christmas. You guys know who you are. I went over to their house for Christmas. They came over to my house for Christmas. We had dinner. We played games, all that stuff. Watched movies. You know what I'm saying? These people, you guys don't know who you are. You guys knew I was God. You knew I had a wife. You knew my family was gatekeepers. You didn't happen to bring that up. Why? Because they're all part of the plot. Protect Zero Went, obviously. That's why once I am king and once excuse me, all these people who I knew in my life, they're left behind and not saved, obviously. And they're all going to remember this Ivan. Yeah, Ivan used to come over with his family to my house for Christmas all the time. He came over, we came over to my house for Christmas every time. We came over to his house for Christmas all the time. We had dinner, we watched movies, we had a good time, we played games. They're going to remember me. They're going to remember this young kid, Ivan. Yeah, I remember Ivan. You know what I'm saying? He was lost and all stuff. And now look at him. Ivan's smoking hot with his hot-ass wife. He's a multi-billionaire. He's living a life. He's a movie star. They're all going to feel like shit, those people. So all the so-called friends who are in my life will feel like shit. Obviously, all the so-called teachers who taught me in school will feel like shit. They're all going to remember me. The people at Lisgar. The people at Darcy. The people at York. People at Herb Purcell in Montreal when I was young, obviously. People at Pius. St. Pius, right? When I was in grade 3, they're all going to St. Mark's, Elmer Elementary. All those teachers will all remember me very, very well. As they're going to remember, they're going to remember this poor Ivan. They're going to remember me as a kid. They're going to remember me as a teenager. Yeah, I mean, I remember Ivan when he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? He was poor. His family were the gatekeepers. He didn't know his family was the gatekeepers. And he wrote his own book. He has the keys. Now he's a multi-billionaire with his wife. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's very, very sad, obviously. You're looking at something very, very sad. That's why stay tuned for that final announcement. I might divide it into 2 parts. So I'll divide it into 2 parts. And then once I finish the second part, hey, this is it for Ivan the Mayor. I'm officially peacing out for good. I hope you will enjoy this series. I hope I entertain you guys. I hope you will learn from your evil and wickedness. This series will be missed for generations to follow. I wish you guys made the right choice when you weren't born. I wish you guys didn't let your envy take over, and you should have let me and White be together, not cause this mess. You would have been saved and been a part of our presence, and never know what it was like for us to have sex, if you want to call it a price, because you guys are fucking crazy people. Obviously. So because we turn you on, you want to see both of us. That's your excuse. I told you, there's many people in the world who turn me on the outside. Okay, I love doing that. And yet, I never know what's up to have sex. I don't give a shit. Once I meet you, you have to see my sex, because you guys are what? You're crazy psychopaths. You're nothing but a mess. You make everything to do with me and White's life your business, when it's none of your fucking business, because you guys are fucking crazy people, obviously. I'll say this is Ivan the Mayor. I'm officially peacing out for good. I am signing out. Peace. At the moment I say that Ivan the Mayor is officially peacing out for good, and the series that you see now will be missed for future generations to follow, as I'm going to give it a couple days, go get beer, smoke, celebrate, obviously. Get a laugh at my old videos. Oh my God, I'm about to become king, and give it 2 days, let my stepfather know I'm done my book. And they're eventually going to sit me upstairs. And then once they sit me upstairs, I find out how wicked you are. Cry my eyes till I get this over with. I save my beautiful wife. I call her from death, and I am king. She's queen with me, and I'm piecing the fuck out after this. And you're left behind. You're not saved. Yeah, there you go. Before it's so interesting with Babylon. Yes, you gotta bear with me here. I'll read 4 pages of Lord of the Rings. And then, I even, look, man, I promise my Lord fans I'll read Lord of the Rings. I'm almost done. I only have 1 chapter left, and I am done here. Okay, I promise I'll read Lord of the Rings. 4 pages, and I am done after this. Okay, so in the part when Frodo gets stabbed by the ring, by the poisonous blade from the ring race, obviously. This is chapter 12 of Flight to Ford. Read 4 pages, and I'll continue battling on. Chapter 12 of Flight to Ford. When Frodo came to himself, he was still clutching the ring desperately. He was lying by the fire, which was now piled high and burning brightly. His 3 companions were bending over him. "What has happened? Where is the Pale King?" he asked wildly. They were too overjoyed to hear him speak to answer for a while, nor did they understand his question. At length he gathered from Sam that they had been nothing but the vague, shadowy shapes coming towards them. Suddenly, to his horror, Sam found that his master had vanished, and at that moment a black shadow rushed past him, and he fell. He heard Frodo's voice, but it seemed to come from a great distance, or from under the earth, crying out strange words. They saw nothing more, until they stumbled over the body of Frodo, lying as if dead, face downwards on the grass with his sword beneath him. Strider ordered them to pick him up and lay him near the fire, and then he disappeared. That was now a good while ago. Sam plainly was beginning to have doubts again about Strider, but while they were talking he returned, appearing suddenly out of the shadows. They started, and Sam drew his sword and stood over Frodo, but Strider knelt down swiftly at his side. "I am not a Black Rider, Sam," he said gently, "nor in league with them. I have been trying to discover something of their movements, but I have found nothing. I cannot think why they have gone and do not attack again. There is no feeling of their presence anywhere at hand." When he heard what Frodo had to tell, he became full of... A few pages here, guys, I'm done. Concern. And shook his head and sighed. Then he ordered Pippin and Merry to heat as much water as they could in their small kettles, and to bathe the wound while with it. Keep the fire going well, and keep Frodo warm," he said. Then he got up and walked away, and called Sam to him. "I think I understand things better now," he said in a low voice. "There seem only to have been 5 of the enemy. Why they were not all there, I don't know, but I don't think they expected to be resisted. They have drawn off for the time being, but not far, I fear. They will come again another night if we cannot escape. They are only waiting because they think that their purpose is almost accomplished, that the ring cannot fly much further. I fear, Sam, that they believe your master has a deadly wound that will subdue him to their will. We shall see." Hence why Frodo had to go to the elves. The elves have elvish medicine. Because Frodo was close to turning, obviously. And that's why because he got stabbed by a special blade, and Frodo was close to turning, obviously. Hence why he had to go to Rivendell, because the elves have elvish medicine to heal the wound, obviously. But even though the elves have elvish medicine, Frodo's wound wasn't fully healed, as you see later on in the movies, obviously. Let's shut our count off here.